Honorable Minister, perhaps what Nigerians are worried about is that the level of hardship would not have been as harsh as it is at the moment. Why was it necessary to carry out 3 very serious policies at the same time? The president withdrew subsidy, followed by withdrew fuel subsidy on the day he was inaugurated, followed by withdrawal of subsidy on electricity, and then shortly after, the currency was floated, which has taken the economy into a free fall. If these things were done one at a time, don't you think there would have been some level of help for the Nigerian people? Because after all, the government exists primarily to make the citizens happy and be able to live with hope and confidence.
Thank you. Indeed, when you inherit 3 subsidies, a petroleum subsidy, an electricity subsidy, an exchange rate subsidy, at a time when you don't even have the revenues to fund the subsidies, is a very, very big challenge. But let's also remember that even before Mr. President was sworn in, the Petroleum Industry Act has been passed into law. And that act legislation has made the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation a private liability company that is supposed to make profit. So the foundation has been set for removal of petroleum subsidy by the Act. And equally, there was no provision for subsidy as at the time Mr. President was sworn into office. And we reckon that the removal of subsidy will cause shocks and vulnerabilities, especially to those at the lower end of the income strata. And that is why Mr. President, immediately upon being sworn in, renegotiated the 819 billion naira budget he inherited and told the National Assembly, look, you have to allow me use 500 billion of this money to fund social interventions. About 200 billion was allocated for agricultural intervention, 40 billion for nano, and 75 billion for micro and small-scale enterprises, as well as support to the other tiers of government. Equally, after doing that, an additional supplementary budget was proposed and passed, which is a 2.17 trillion naira budget, which made money available for security so that the security gains can be cemented and more people can go back to normal livelihoods, infrastructure, as well as cash awards to the labor unions and additional money for cash transfer to support the vulnerable populace. Why must we also allow electricity prices to go up? Not all the subsidy in the electricity sector has been removed. And the situation we found ourselves with is that the electricity sector has been deregulated. It is owned by companies, distribution companies, but they are not recovering costs. And they are complaining, and they are owing banks. So some select customers, Bond A customers who are deemed to be in a position to be able to pay, and that will be better off paying the grid electricity rather than generating it themselves, were moved to a new tariff. In order, all these things are designed to correct the distortions so that our economy can be saved from the pit it had fallen. Equally, the exchange rate reform, the Central Bank of Nigeria was unable to defend the exchange rate regime we inherited. We were indebted, a lot of contracts were not paid, so foreign exchange flow into the economy is basically frozen. And Mr. President said, well, look, you must meet all contracts. Central bank should be independent, and therefore they should be allowed to act in a way to restore confidence into the economy, which of course has its own short-term gains. Exchange rate movement will affect prices, but can also simulate exports. And we acknowledge that the combined effect of these three measures, bold and courageous as they might be, must be acknowledged, and we must generate tools for supporting the economy better. And a lot is being done, but even as it were, more money has been found now to the extent that we have youth-centric programs that our youth can take advantage of, only limited by imagination. Agriculture-centric programs, women-centric programs, medium and small-scale centric programs. We believe the combination of these enablers, in the sense that we are finding money that will fund opportunities in the different sectors of the economy, can compensate for the short-term gains and put us on a path to sustainable, all-inclusive recovery, while at the same time paying attention to vulnerable and ensuring that the social transfer system is made stronger, that it serves the need of those who have been affected, including the recent innovation that all those who have participated in the National Youth Service and are unable to find a job should register and continue to be supported until they find one.
Honorable Minister, let's talk about our currency. Many Nigerians are disturbed that our currency has become so weak, even when placed side by side with the currencies of the countries that are our neighbors. What steps are being taken, to make this currency stronger, or are we simply condemned to having this currency in its current state? Are we going to be seeing a resurgence of our currency in the coming days?
Oh, certainly. In the sense that, look, we are, I believe, currency-wise, we are almost in our worst position, because we decided to confront the situation. We don't have foreign exchange coming in at all. We did measures that now we see it trickling in. It's not pouring yet, but from all data we hear, it's trickling in, and it's bound to grow. Combined with the measures that are taken to boost domestic production, demand for foreign exchange may reduce because of those measures, and then the investments that are being done will pay off. Mr. President took one of the most commendable steps to show his confidence in the Nigerian economy and our naira by directing that domestic refiners should be sold crude oil in naira. And that is the biggest statement of confidence, because we are confident the Nigerian economy will rebound and our exchange rate will improve vis-a-vis other countries. But even while doing that, let us also not miss sight of the opportunity. What we even hope is that our exports will grow, so that we are selling more to the world than just buying from the world.
Now, you talked about the desire to have our exports grow. If some years back, we were actually doing above 2 million barrels a day as an oil-producing nation. Now, we've gone back.
1.6.
We are told that based on the latest figures, we actually are doing 1.6 million barrels a day. If we were to